I thought she just liked being friends. Then she leaned in close and brushed my arm. My heart skipped a beat. What was that about? We sat side by side on the bench. I was telling a silly story. She laughed, then looked at me longer than usual. Her eyes stayed on mine, quiet and soft. I froze for a second. She didn't look away when I caught her stare. It felt like she was trying to read my mind. My cheeks warmed up. I smiled and kept talking. But I noticed her gaze again and again. That look made me wonder if she saw me in a new way. We were on opposite ends of the sofa. I was scrolling on my phone. Then she shifted 1 foot closer. A few minutes later, she scooted over until our legs almost touched. She didn't speak, but her shoulder bumped mine. I looked up. She met my eyes and gave a small smile. I felt my chest tighten. It was such a small move, but it made all the space between us shrink. I realized she wanted to be nearer. I put my phone down and leaned in a bit too. While we talked, she brushed a strand of hair from my forehead. I felt her fingers on my skin. Later, she tapped my arm to show I had something in my teeth. Her touch was gentle. It wasn't by accident. I felt a spark where she touched me. Every time she did that, my mind raced. Her hand on my back nudged me through a door. She fixed my shirt cuff without asking. Small touches, but they meant more. I started to notice each one, and my heart jumped every time. She and I stood close in the kitchen. I asked what she wanted for dinner. She answered more slowly than usual. Her voice sounded lower, softer. I could hear her breathe between words. She laughed softly at my jokes and let pauses hang just a little. It felt like she was savoring every word. When she spoke to others, her tone was brighter and faster. This quiet shift made me lean in to listen more. Her voice felt like a secret just for me. At the party, she asked, "Want to get a drink?" Only the two of us went. Later, she said, "Can you help me find my keys?" And we slipped away to the hallway. She always picked moments where we could talk without a crowd. She laughed and whispered so we wouldn't be heard. When things got loud around us, she tugged my sleeve and led me away. I noticed she did this more than once. It felt warm to have her choose to be alone with me. When I crossed my arms, she crossed hers. I took a sip of water. She did too right after. We both tilted our heads the same way during a joke. I raised one eyebrow, and I saw her mirror mine. It happened so many times that I laughed. It was not planned or weird. It was natural. I realized she was copying me without thinking. People do that when they like someone. It creates a silent bond. In that moment, I felt like we were synced in a private dance. During our talk, I saw her lower lip move between her teeth. It wasn't nervous. It looked more like she was thinking of me. Then she'd smile and look away. I noticed she did it when she listened to me talk about my day. She never did it with others. That small habit spoke louder than words. It told me she was paying extra attention. I felt a rush every time. Lip biting is tiny, but it showed me she cared and felt something when she looked at me. She said, "Your hugs are really warm." I laughed and hugged her. She smiled like it made her day. Another time, she joked, "I bet you give great shoulder rubs." She said it lightly, but her eyes lingered on my hands. It felt like she was imagining it. She said these things when she was near me. It made me wonder if she wanted me to touch her more. Words about touch aren't random. They hint at what someone is thinking. I started to look for more hints. One afternoon, she showed up in a bright red top I hadn't seen before. She looked at me and asked what I thought. I said, "You look beautiful." She blushed. A week later, she wore a new perfume. I told her it smelled nice. She smiled again. She picked those things for days I was around. I noticed the fresh lipstick too. She didn't dress up just for her mirror. She did it for me. I felt honored she wanted me to notice. She poked fun at my old baseball cap. She joked I had too many video game shirts, but she laughed softly as she teased me. It wasn't mean, it felt playful. She winked when she said it. I found myself joking back. We laughed together. It felt like our own game. I noticed she only teased me that way, not others. Gentle teasing can be a way to flirt. It showed she felt comfortable enough to joke with me. It made me feel closer to her. One day she sighed and said, "Dating is hard." She shrugged and added, "I'm still single." She looked at me when she said it. I realized she wanted me to know she was available. She didn't have to tell me, but she did. Another time she said, "Maybe I haven't found the right one." She smiled at me then. I felt a jolt. When someone hints at being single near you, they might hope you ask them out. We sat at the cafe for hours. Her phone stayed in her bag. I checked mine once. She didn't care. She gave me her full attention. She tracked my stories and asked more questions. Not once did she glance at her screen. It felt special, like I was the only thing she wanted in that moment. It's rare today to see someone ignore their phone. It showed she valued our time. I felt important and happy she chose to stay present with me. At the mall, she grabbed my hand to point at a sign. At dinner, she rested her arm on my leg under the table. As I stood to leave, she touched my back gently. Each touch was light, but it happened more and more. It felt like she was asking permission, softly, every time. I noticed the pattern. She used small moments to be closer. It made me feel her presence like a soft breeze. I started to wait for those touches all day. Even my weakest jokes got a laugh from her. She threw her head back and laughed loud. Her eyes sparkled. I saw she didn't laugh like that with everyone, just me. It felt like we shared a secret. Her laughter made me laugh. We fed off each other's joy. Moments felt easy and light. Laughter is a sign of comfort. When someone laughs that much with you, they feel free and happy. I realized I made her smile, and that made me smile too. When we said goodbye, she said, "Next time, let's try that new cafe." Another day she texted, "We still need to catch that movie." She always added "next time." It wasn't a random plan. It was her way of saying she wanted more moments with me. It showed she pictured a future hangout. Each next time made me feel excited for our next meet. It felt like she was opening doors, one by one, for us to step through together. In group chats, her feet pointed my way. Her shoulders aimed at me. When I spoke, she turned her head fully. Even if we were with friends, her body leaned toward me. When I shifted, she shifted too. It was a silent dance of two people drawn together. Our space felt shared. I realized her whole body language said, "I want you." Words aren't the only way. Bodies can point to hearts too. We were walking and laughing, then she suddenly got still. She looked at me without saying a word. I stopped too. It felt like time paused. I saw something in her eyes I hadn't seen before. I almost asked what she was thinking, but our stop said enough. The moment passed, and we walked on. But that pause told me she felt something big inside. Sometimes, a quiet look says more than 100 words. I never forgot that second of silence. One or two of these moments might mean nothing. But if you see many signs, long looks, gentle touches, soft laughs, then it's not random. She leans in, mirrors you, teases you, and plans next time. She values your time and focuses on you. All those tiny bits stack up, like puzzle pieces. Together, they form a clear picture. She is attracted to you. Have you noticed these signs before? Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one.